Candace Owens is the host of Candace, and we're always grateful to have her on the show. Candace Owens, thanks so much for joining us. So what are they going to, how do they explain away this footage from inside the Capitol on January 6th, our Pearl Harbor, our 9/11, our Civil War, that shows people kind of wandering around, sort of wondering how they got there? I mean, whatever these people are, they're trespassers, clearly, but they're not a crack team of QAnon insurrectionists. Like, they're just not.
Yeah, these people look like they're walking around a museum, is the truth. I looked at the footage and I was absolutely shocked that they went through such tremendous effort. You're talking about Russian disinformation? No, it's Department of Justice misinformation. Our Department of Justice has really launched a concerted effort to divide the American people. They have been lying left and right, front and center from the very beginning, and they have no shame. The idea that they had to lock down these tapes because of national security, are you kidding me, Tucker? It's not national security, it's fake news security, right? They have their propaganda arm. They have their MSNBC, they have their CNN, and they want to make sure that the American people believe the constant effort to psychologically brainwash the American people by saying, don't worry about seeing anything, we're going to tell you what happened in there. And you know what? It's sick that they said that this was akin to Pearl Harbor, this was akin to 9/11. How insulting to the victims that actually endured those real tragedies. I mean, there's no limit that they won't go, there is no limit that they won't go through. It's so extreme, this rhetoric. And I also want to say this, looking beyond this entire situation, the most embarrassing thing is that they're not thinking about internationally how embarrassing this looks for the American people. Think about when Vladimir Putin sat down with MSNBC and they said to him, look what you do to political dissidents. And he basically laughed in their face and said, look at what you do to your political dissidents. He brought up January 6th, and you know what? Vladimir Putin was right. We no longer have the moral high ground in the international community because of this, because we have made an absolute mockery in terms of January 6th, and we have locked up political dissidents, and those political dissidents are Trump supporters.
I think poor Chewbacca guy, who clearly posed no threat to anyone, maybe himself, but certainly not our republic, I think he's still in jail. I mean, why is no one in Congress saying anything about that?
Yeah, and not even that. I mean, I remember reading a story about a teenager that was in prison for months and months. He was begging, writing to the judge, please let me go. Think about this now, weighed against the Black Lives Matter protest, right? I lived in D.C. during this time. They burned our city for 6 weeks. And we had people signing up saying that we have to make sure that we bail them out of prison immediately. And guess what? By and large, they were bailed out of prison immediately, no matter what they did, because it was considered justice. Social justice, they're allowed to do whatever they want, even in the middle of a pandemic. And then you have these people, which essentially, it was a grandma selfie party. Once they got into the Capitol building, it was a grandma selfie party. There were American flags, they were wandering around aimlessly, and they left. And you know what? There seems to be different consequences for those people when weighed against the Black Lives Matter protesters who were burning entire churches to the ground and pulling statues down with rope in D.C.
We've been talking about this story for 8 months, and the phrase grandma selfie party never occurred to me, and I'm ashamed, but I'm stealing it going forward. Candace Owens, thank you. So good. Thanks a lot.